Welcome back, everyone. One UI 4 just officially came out, and Android 12 has been out for a little bit of time as well. So let's go and kind of review these things and compare them and see how they kind of hold up. Now, I'm going to be completely honest, I'm always a fan of stock Android. I have a Pixel 6 right here, and I have, a Samsung Galaxy S21 right here, and stock Android has always been my go-to. But I will tell you, the difference from Android 11 to Android 12 was a bigger difference than One UI 3 to One UI 4. I think the design is one of those things that's completely changed, and you can see there's some similarity. So first of all, customizability has been pretty much the same on both, but there are some different widgets. So if we go ahead and hold down right here, if we go into our widgets panel here, and if we go and hold down here and get into our widget panel here, you can see they both have somewhat the same type of material, design. So if we go ahead and click on so if we go and click on the clock widget here, you can see we have pretty much the same type of clock widget here as we do somewhat here. Now they are completely different, but these ones at the bottom do share some similarity. So you can see there's some similarity, but like I mentioned, even the widgets panel itself is pretty different, and that's what happens with One UI. So some people may prefer, One UI type of design. I personally like stock Android here, but there's still a lot more features built in on One UI than on stock Android. Now hopping out of here, another slight difference between these two is actually with the control center up top. So if we go ahead and scroll down, and if we go and scroll down here, you can see that the One UI 4 control panel up top is pretty much the same thing almost as One UI 3. But you can see on, Android 12, we do have, a little bit of a different layout, and you can also theme it out to whatever you want to. Now, if we go down here and if we go down here, you can see there are some differences for sure from One UI 3 to One UI 4, but primarily it is almost the same thing. Now, I do like having the brightness toggle at the bottom of One UI 4. The brightness toggle is up top on stock Android on Android 12, and, the controls, you can pretty much customize them to wherever you want to, but this is one thing that I saw, the differences from Android 11 to Android 12 for the control center. It definitely looks a lot more neater, and it looks a lot more better in my opinion. Now you can still go ahead and utilize this and move around here and add some more widgets however you want to, but that is the one thing that I immediately saw, and that's one thing that really stood out to me for sure. Now, another thing that I've seen some people, kind of hit on is actually within the multitasking panel. So if we go and load up, the Play Store here, and if we load up the Play Store here, and if we go and get into the multitasking panel, you can also see there's some differences here as well. So on Android 12, in order to close out of all your applications, if you don't want to close out one by one, you can actually go ahead and swipe all the way to the side and click clear all, and that will clear all the applications that way. Now, I actually do prefer on One UI 4 the ability of having that button right there. So we can just click close all there, and all those applications will close out in the background. I actually do prefer that more so than on the, Android 12. However, you do have a little bit more customizability when it comes down to Android 12 with the new screenshot feature. So in order to screenshot on an application, there's really not much you can do. You can click on the buttons on One UI 4, but for the most part, you can't really do that. On Android 12, we actually do have the ability of screenshotting right here, and we can actually get a screenshot right in front of the application right there. Instead of clicking the buttons, we can screenshot right there, which is really awesome. Now, another thing, if we go ahead and click on the application up top here, if we go and click on the application up top here, you can see there's a little bit of a difference as well. So on Android 12, we can see we can get into app info, or we can get into split screen. On the One UI 4, you can see we have app info, open in split screen view. We can open it up and pop menu. We can open it up and pop up view, and we can actually keep open the application. So if we click keep open, if we go and click there, so if we go and click on keep open, you can see that we can't really close out of that application. So we don't really have that option here on stock Android, but we do have that option on One UI 4. Now if you want, you can just go and click the unlock button, and now you can close out of that application as you see fit. Now another thing that I noticed within Android 12 is the ability of copying text straight from the actual, application itself. So if we go and hold down here, you can see I'm able to select text from Android 12, whereas on One UI 4, I can't really select the text from the multitasking panel. So that's another really cool thing, and I'm actually really in love with that feature as well. That's another thing that stands out for Android 12, then it stands out for One UI 4. Now another slight thing I want to showcase to you is app opening, animations. So if we go and click on both at the same time, you can see they kind of have the same animation when we go and click them open. So if we go and click on phone calls, you can see we're getting kind of the same animation here, and when we kind of go into the multitasking panel, we're getting the same type of animation there as well. So pretty much the same type of UI elements, when it comes down to gestures, is going to be happening on both as well. But you can see on stock Android, there's a little bit of a difference in the app layout here too. You can always get a launcher on your Android 12 device or on Android or on One UI and pretty much move on from there. Now, if we make our way over to our settings panels, you can see there's going to be a little bit of a difference as well. Now, at their core features, they have the same exact type of capability, so that's a really important thing to keep in mind. You will still be able to connect to your different networks and different internet connections and different things like that, but you can see that for the most part, they have the same type of capability. They have their display panels, battery. You can see that we do have a theme option here, wallpaper and style, where we do have themes options here, but it's a little bit of a different layout on both. So if we click here, we can click here. We can go and change up our themes. We can do themed icons, different things like that. We can do app grids as well, which is really cool. So both of them do have a lot of customizability when it comes down to that segment as well. But I do kind of find that, Android 12 really doesn't have as many features as One UI 4. And that's something that I've seen time and time again. With One UI 4, you are getting pretty much a device that has pretty much a software that has more features built in, especially when it comes down to that camera app. So if we go into the camera app here, and if we go into the camera app here, you can see immediately, and even on like some of the cheapest One UI 4 devices or One UI devices like the Galaxy A series, they have more features built into their camera than a lot of the Pixel 6 devices too. Now, I'd rather have a Pixel 6 Pro camera than like a Galaxy A50 camera, but I'm still surprised how many features are built into their cameras. So you can see immediately up top, a lot more features built in. The bottoms are pretty much the same exact thing on both as well. Now, they both have things like portrait mode and different things like that. If we go here and we click on more on the right side here, and you can see we have pretty much more modes technically on the Galaxy S21 or One UI 4 than on stock Android, but you still have a lot of features built in for the Android 12 device as well. Now, I say stock Android 12 because a majority of these features will be brought into other Android phones as well, not things like the telephoto lens or ultra wide sensor. Those are hardware features, but for the most part, there's still a lot of features built in on Android 12 as well, which is really cool. I think that UIs are somewhat similar, but you're definitely getting more features time and time again in my experience from something like a One UI 4 device for sure when it comes down to the camera than something like a stock Android 12 camera for sure. So camera quality is still going to be dependent on post-processing and different things like that, but that is one thing that I saw for sure. So in terms of everything else, what I will tell you is I'm definitely a fan of One UI 4, and I'm definitely a fan of Android 12. I don't think one phone really completely dominates the other device. I think when it comes down to it, if you like having more features, One UI 4 has a lot of features built in. But if you're somebody who likes simplicity, if you don't want your phone to be all over the place and you care a little bit more about stability, I actually also did a speed comparison between the One UI 4 and the Pixel 6, for the Android 12 for the Samsung Galaxy S21 for the Pixel 6, and I actually found that the Pixel 6 and the One UI 4 device on the Samsung Galaxy S21 were having tons of issues for the stability. So Android 12 still has a long ways to go. One UI 4 still has a long ways to go. I wouldn't necessarily say Android 12 currently is the most stable version right now, and I wouldn't say One UI 4 is better than Android 12. I will definitely say because they're both off of Android 12, they're both going to be as stable as one another. I would still probably recommend stock Android, but I didn't really find one being way more stable currently right now than one another. I would definitely say long-term, stock Android is going to be the better way to go, but One UI 4 has so many features built in, and I'm super happy about that device as well. So in terms of that pretty much covers it up. If you guys have any other questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section as well. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.